Today we're going to get a ride on our 750R, one of the original Ninjas Kawasaki came out with, and I think one of their best older bikes. And needless to say, I love the one I have. In fact, I have two of them. And it was a great track bike, and I think in my own mind, it's an even better street bike. Well, like every day recently, it's been so hot that the only way I've been able to deal with it is get out on the road early, get back early, and then have iced tea. But this is very unusual, but we're dealing with it, and we are getting a ride every day. Now, I've had several sets of Sport Demons on this bike, and they really hold up well for this bike. They are just my tire of choice. I've had the Bridgestones and I've had Dunlops. These are for sure, for me, these work the best. Now, Stefan sent me some pictures. He's been doing track days in Romania with some Michelin, and I think they're dedicated sport bike track day tires, real soft, of course. He said so far he's got about 1,000 miles out of them. Now, these are Stefan's track day tires, and you can see he's been riding very aggressively. You can see the change in the rubber compound and how soft that edge is. It just tears right off. Great tear. Now, the fact he's got 1,000 miles out of them, I'm really impressed. I'm very impressed, in fact. I can't wait to get a pair of the Michelin 6s on my bike. But again, one of the mistakes to make always is to think, wow, I'll just put track day tires with the tires that should have tire warmers on my bike on the street, and then they don't get up to good operating temperature sometimes. And they're no better than, maybe not even as good as, some of the tires that are made to be street tires, like the 5s. And whenever you buy tires, Vlad had a good thing, if you're buying them, a good tip. If you're going to buy tires for a street bike, the first word in the lettering on the side of the tire should be road, not track. Not track road, it should say road track, if you're going to ride them on a street a lot. But anyway, thank you, Stefan, for sharing, and thank you for sending the photos. Well, before we do anything, it's time to take care of the farm. The farm is always our priority in the morning. All right, boys, who wants to go riding motorcycles and who wants to eat? I guess that means we want to eat, but it'd be so much fun to go for a ride. You'd rather eat. I got it. I got the program. It's just my personal thing. I like to get all the work on a farm done early and before I go out on a ride, because once I get back from a ride, I'm really pretty tired. The rides I go on is basically, I want to get, the number one thing I want to get is exercise. It's just like going to the gym in the morning. I want to get my maybe 2, 3, 4 hours of really exercise on every muscle in my body if I can. And when I get home, I'm really tired. So it's always to my advantage to get everything done, all the water and all the cleaning, all the whatever, feeding, whatever. And then I know when I get back from the ride, I can relax. Small harvest today, but it looks like we got some nice beans there, and definitely some nice little tomatoes. This going to be salsa when I get home? Pico de gallo. Pico de gallo from our garden. And while I'm out riding, Karen always has something cooking, baking, chopping, mincing, everything. And we try to use up everything from our garden whenever possible. The farm is ready. Karen's busy cooking. And it's time to get out on the open road, at last. It is time for the open road. The open road is calling. once I got out to the riding area, it just kept going through my mind. The weatherman, I checked the weather just before we left. Karen checked it, and he said, by noon, big storm, maybe some hail, maybe big rain, or maybe nothing, maybe sunny all day, which is what they always say. So I checked aviation weather, and they said you have till 12 o'clock before it's going to rain. And I always want to thank John Pathia for his help with every project, but this was one that we really struggled with. We made several variations of this lettering. It's not a copy of anything. And then we had a real problem getting the R to be read like the traditional lettering would be. And thank you, John, for all that work. Now, I always get a kick out of this. Of the videos that I've posted on YouTube, one of the 2 or 3 that's got just an incredible amount of hits over the years is this polishing the swing and arm video. And it's up in 6 figures. But it just blows me away. When I did this, it was really a labor of love. Now, when you go out early in the morning, there's plenty of shadows to hide in on these back roads, and it's probably 8-10 degrees cooler in these shaded areas. And then what happens, as soon as you break out into the full sun, you can feel it. You can just feel the air get hotter, like turning a hairdryer on. Now, one of the things that I really like about this bike, this Camaro green, and I did it to kind of mimic Kent Ticer's green Camaro that he had, that he's done about $100,000 worth of track day work on. Anyway, and I thought this would be a compliment to his green Camaro. Now, I've had several different mufflers on this bike, and by far the one I like the best. It's not overly loud, and it's not super, super quiet. It's got a nice mellow tone, and only at really 3/4 to full throttle opening does it get a little raspy, and I love it. I had one fella ask me, how do you get away with riding a bike without a headlight? And the high intensity lights that are just a little bit above the ground, those lights, they are super, super bright, and they're LEDs too, so it's a win-win. And it really works pretty well for me. Now, if you look carefully at this photo, you can see how bright the sun is shining today. I was trying to hide in the shade and ride in the shade most of the time, but I just couldn't picture how any chance it could rain today with that bright sun and the high heat, and I was wrong. Now, I always think the styling of this bike and the ergonomics of this bike, they really float my boat. And the fact that I have two of them and I can swap out the wheels for green wheels, and I can swap out, I have a seat that's a little bit lower. And I had made some custom parts that I've used and then taken off and changed and moved. It's really been, to me, a super evil twin. Now, to modify that tail section so that the tail light is not part of it, was quite a big job. There's a lot of carbon fiber and a lot of bodywork in that rear tail section just behind the seat. And I made the carbon fiber hugger from a mold I have. It matches several other ones I made. I always like having my AAMRR number from the old racing days, kind of a nostalgic touch. And I always have people ask me, oh, is that real? Is that real? Is there such a thing as AMR? Well, when you're as old as I am, you'll know. That was the racing group of the day. Now, a real nice side benefit of this bike is, of course, I've got two of them, so it makes it easy, but you basically can get at everything very easy. The maintenance is easy, and changing any component, plugs, carbs, anything, super, super easy bike to work on. Now, both Ray and Luciano have had exact copies of this bike, and everybody I bump into that ever had one, they come over and look at it and go, oh, I loved mine, oh, I had good memories of mine, and it seems like this bike leaves people with a lot of good memories. Now, the bike handles great, it's very nimble, it's got beautiful throttle response, and this one has had a lot of work done on the carburetors because it's got pods. It does not have the stock air filter. And that's from the track days when we fooled around with it and fooled around with it absolutely endlessly. Toward the end of this ride, I was thinking, I better not get too cute. I kept hearing the weathermen say that by noon we were going to have some severe weather come through. But it didn't look like it. Even for the whole ride home, there were blue skies, and I could not imagine that we were going to have a big storm. was thinking maybe I cut this just a little too close. I do have just about a 30-mile ride to get back where I can put this bike in a garage. It was starting to get where you could see some black clouds forming, and I said, you know, maybe I don't need that extra half-hour riding today. And I didn't have to stop for gas either on the way back, so I just beat it home like it was a road race. And when I got home, I realized I made a great decision. How hot is it? It's in the 90s, I know that. I'm cooking out here. We're gonna have cooked windy here. It was a great ride, but boy was it hot at the end. So the hot weather continues on uninterrupted, and we're getting a ride every day, but we're back early. If we were out, if I was leaving now, I wouldn't leave. This is the only way I can get my exercise in the morning. Get up before the chickens, do the harvest, get the ride in. And then the big thing, take a nap. And as I was putting the bike away, I saw some really nasty looking clouds forming off to the west, and I was home plenty in time. But boy, it was on my mind for the whole second half of the ride, because I've been caught in these downpours, and it's that cleaning up the bike at the end of the ride that just really rubs you the wrong way. Oh, how tasty is this? Never use your hands. Oh my God, I'm in Mexico. We're gonna have that tonight?
Yep.
So while I was out riding, she made, well, some of it's from our garden anyway. Well, they said there was a slight chance of rain at 12 o'clock. Glad I got home before 12. Holy mackerel. Free car wash today. It's also, as if this wasn't bad enough, it's hailing out there. Well, now I know Luciano got caught in the rain the other day. He was hiding under a bridge or something. I'm laughing. Why am I laughing? I got caught in the rain many times. Look at this. Karen, check this out. It's hailing out. You hear the hail? Well, am I glad to be home. Our poor pickle garden. Oh my God. Oh. Boy, you never know when you get back from a ride. You never know what surprise you have in store. Look at the hail, Karen, look at the hail. Holy mackerel. It's hailing. Holy mackerel. Oh, what a day to be out on a motorcycle. Look at this. Here's the ice. Check the ice. Ice from heaven. Make iced tea here. Oh my God. It's hailing like crazy. Wow. You never know. Am I glad I got back early? So I guess it's safe to say that really is 20% chance of rain today. Whatever the hell they predicted. Holy mackerel. This is making me think I got home just in time. And I think you can see out west it's already sunny. The sun is coming out. Oh my God, what a day. Hey, there goes some more hail. One of my goals is always never to have any Groundhog Days. Have every day be different, every day be unique, not have the same day over and over and over. This day really surprised me. I really am glad I got home early and I didn't have to clean the bike. So I was kind of taking a victory lap there and eating that stuff that Karen made, the pico de gallo, and we had Mexican food for lunch. Life is good. Life is very good. Anyway, hope you did enjoy sharing this ride with us, sharing some of this slice of our life. And thanks so much for watching and for checking that weather before you leave.